Yesterday, who knows about what happened at Nevada Southern Prison yesterday? Yesterday, Ammon Bundy was taken in the middle of the night from his bed. He was locked in a 3x3 shower with ultra-tight shackles that cut off his circulation for 12 hours. They told him they were going to leave him there for 72 hours, and he believed that if he had been left there that long, he would have died. His brother Ryan called in and let us know what he knew that was going on. And so there was thousands of calls going to the Nevada Southern Jail. There was a lot of outside pressure going on. Eventually they took Ammon out of this shower. But through all the course of this, guys, they beat him. They shackled his legs until they bled. They stood around and filmed him. The word is they actually dislocated both of his shoulders. They beat him and worked him over and bent his arms so badly, and he had to set his shoulders back in himself. When it was all done, they sent a SWAT team in. They took him, tore all of his clothes off, and threw him naked into a solitary confinement cell. All right? Now, here's the thing. This man is in jail for protesting. Just like all these political prisoners from various factions all across the country, for speaking out, for standing up for people that were falsely imprisoned and corrupted by this justice system, that were abused, rather, by a corrupt justice system. Okay? So he defended liberty, justice, and the rule of law. That's what he did. He still hasn't been given a trial. He's been denied bail, like his brother and many others of these guys, as they've taken various trials. Now, first they charged him in Oregon. That trial failed. He was acquitted, along with a bunch of other guys down there, right? Now he's in Nevada, and they're charging him now for things that happened at the Bundy Ranch when the federal government, the Bureau of Land Management, came out and was trying to steal their land and was shooting their cattle from helicopters, and a bunch of us went down there and stood up and said, no, it's not okay. All right? I see you guys over there, so I'm kind of going back and forth a little bit, and I'm going to give you the overview here, and then we'll talk some questions. All right, so listen. Number one, no one. I don't care if you're Democrat or black or white or Muslim or Christian or libertarian or Bundy or Patriot or Native. No one should be treated this way. The prison industrial complex is out of control. Our courts are traitorous, and our big talking politicians from all over the place, right? They're doing nothing. They're not speaking out. They're not speaking up. They're letting people literally, guys, they tortured Ammon for 13 hours. Now, this is the one we're hearing about. How many people from all factions and people and walks are we seeing? Or not seen in prisons across America? The whole system. Now, this prison, Nevada Southern, is owned by CCA. It's a private, for-profit prison company, and it trades in human flesh. And it works with these terrorists in the courts, with the complicit law enforcement, the sheriff of Nye County, who refuses to do his job. Guys, this is real. And it doesn't matter if you agree with Ammon Bundy and the way he protested, or if I agree with the man from Black Lives Matter and the way he protested. It doesn't matter, because I'm not okay with my fellow man being treated this way. I'm not okay with it. And we have to start rising up. We have to start standing up, but not with violence. We have to start using our voice. Our voice is a sword, and we're not showing up. When we stand up, guys, the prison, they're already freaking out. They've locked down the prison. They've cut off all visitation. They're hoping to cause anger toward the Ammon and his brother on the inside by cutting them off from their visitors. Because in reality, the people on the inside like Ammon, because he gives them hope. He stands up and he says their abuse is not okay, even on the inside of the prison. He's an activist. And so we're marching on Nevada Southern. What does that mean? Well, Nevada Southern is in Pahrump, Nevada. The weather's been pretty good. Not crazy hot. It's been in the 90s. It's not a bad time of year. After this happened, a bunch of people started converging, and they're coming from all over the country, headed towards Nevada right now. In fact, two of my brothers are on their way down there right now. And I'm kind of organizing logistics here, and unless something radical changes and they're let out and some improved treatment comes, or they're released, something like that, I will probably be heading down early this week. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. It's surrounded by desert. It's surrounded by public lands. We're going to go to Nevada and we're going to camp out. around Nevada Southern. We're going to rally, we're going to protest, we're going to stand in solidarity, not just for Ammon Bundy, absolutely for him, but against all the corrupt prison industrial complex. So this isn't about whether you're patriot or liberal or conservative. Those terms all get mixed up anyhow. People always call people liberals to insult them. Guys, our founding fathers were liberals. The fact is the Democrats are fascist socialists and the Republicans are fascist, and the Republicrats are a little bit of both. And so all this party, all this faction, all this division is pointless. And so we can have these trolls in here. They can come in here and lie all they want. They can try to convince themselves that they're okay and that this stuff's crazy. People are being tortured in American prisons. If you're okay with that, remember that when it's you and when they're torturing you, you had no mercy. You had no compassion. Because if we don't speak up now for those being abused by this system, if we don't speak up now against the corrupt blue line and the courts and the prison industrial complex, there will be no one to speak for us when it's our turn. Now listen, we need you there. We need you there. We need people from all over the country, not just talking, not just sharing this video. We need people packing up and converging on Pahrump, Nevada for a revolution of hearts. Now what are we going to do there? We're going to send a sound message. We're going to go in there and we're going to stand, we're going to protest, but we're also going to educate that community. We're going to let them know that the people working inside that prison are criminals for money, that they're selling their souls for money. We're going to stop letting them pretend that what goes on at that prison has anything to do with justice. We're going to teach about the Constitution and the rights that are common to all mankind. But we're going to do it with solidarity, with prayer, with faith, with peace, with love for our neighbor. So whatever you come down on, whatever faction you're from, whatever you believe, just come and stand for peace. Get out there, load up. Now there's things starting out there tomorrow, okay? The Bundy's lawyer is going to try and get down there. He's going to try and get access, but they're locking the prison all down. There's people, Kelly Stewart, John Lamb headed down. I've got people that I know that are showing up from all over the place down there. And I'm working on getting things together back here, planning to do the same. Guys, we got to support. We've got to stand together. It doesn't matter if you're DAPL, if you're Native, if you're Black, if you're white, if you're Mexican. Everyone's rights are the same. It's like this. It's this right here. It's human rights. And I don't care who you are. I'm not okay with sadistic prison guards torturing people who shouldn't even be there in the first place, who have no lawful authority keeping them there, and who simply stood up and did what was right. So it's time to march. It's time to stand. Because when we come together, when we stand, there's honor. When we stand with peace and principle, I believe God intervenes. Maybe you don't believe in God like I do. So be it. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder. Stop with all this insulting and you're a liberal or you're a conservative or you're a fascist. Start defending the lives of all, from the unborn to the aged, and uniting against tyranny and abuse, guys. Now, if you cannot come, if you absolutely cannot come over the next few weeks to stand down there, listen, there's a lot of people sacrificing a lot, so don't use the excuse that it's too far away or this or that, but I know there's some who absolutely cannot come. Then spread the message. Go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/callmegav. Spread the message there, right? There's an event page we made over there. I'll probably add it to the links of this video once it's done, all right? Spread the message there. You can support legal teams, people that are heading down there. If you want to support me and my team with a little donation, you can go to my website, callmegav.com. You can actually use the super chat button right there. If you want to pitch in a few bucks right now, just click the super chat button and it'll allow you to pitch in some money and feature your chat up there in your comments for the message, all right? So do what you can to stand up. I'm watching real quick. I might take one or two questions, but this isn't really a question and answer tonight. We have massive abuses going on all across America, from the Bundys to Leonard Peltier to Joe Robertson to Jeff Winehouse to Schaefer Cox to the natives, from the Dakotas to the black, the Mexican, the white, the Christian, and the Muslim. It's time to stop this. It's not okay for anybody. And if you support abuse against anybody, you're not a patriot. You don't love liberty. You don't love the Constitution. You're its enemy. But I'm not. Are you? Are you just going to be silent? Are you just going to let this happen? Or are you going to stand up? So let's stop hating. Have our opinions, have our beliefs. Teach each other. Tell each other when we think something's wrong or right, but good Lord, stop hating everyone. All they're doing is pulling our puppet strings and dividing us on faction. I see it all the time in the comments. People insulting each other and calling them this and calling them that. If that's the best you got, you need to get off the internet. You need to learn what liberty means. You need to get out there on the street and start loving your neighbor and realize that when you're standing shoulder to shoulder with somebody to do good, it doesn't matter what party they're a member of. We need to come together. I see some trolls in here, and we'll do some banning. We'll get in there. Just don't even engage them, guys. Don't even engage them. Don't engage the haters. And yeah, we should call the prison. We should call the Nevada governor. Nevada Southern Detention Center is the prison. You can Google it. The number will pop right up, and press option 4. The governor of Nevada, if you search for his number during business hours, you should be able to get through to his office. Again, I'll add some numbers, okay? I'll add some links. Go to facebook.com/callmegav. It's time to speak up and spread the message. It's time to stand. Just stand. So speak it, hashtag it, share it, get in your cars, drive down there. It's time for the thugs from CCA private prisons, Nevada Southern, the courtrooms, the sheriffs who sit around and support this for money and for profit, the police officers who refuse to defend the people's rights. It's time for them to know that there are a people bold and peaceful and principled that are willing to come together and stand up and shame that evil and that tyranny and say, we're not willing to be serfs. We're not willing to be silent. So do your worst. Let the world see it. Bring your cameras, film on the way down there and share that. Show people that you're headed down there. Tell them where you're going and why. Get the message. Take back the narrative. Be the media. And let's start getting people out of these horrible, disgusting prisons. Let's start standing up. Let's speak, love our neighbor, and unite. All right, guys, I'm going to call that for tonight. Get the word out. March on Nevada Southern for justice for all mankind.